Wake up! Get ready to start your day off right with the most exciting breakfast show.
Join us every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. for the best mix of news updates, weather forecasts, trending stories, and fun.
Oh, yeah.
Our dynamic hosts, Sarah Owusu Ansa, Olumide Shokoya, and Vivian Oguche will keep you entertained and informed with the latest updates, trending topics, and hilarious banter.
Play exciting games, win amazing prizes, and enjoy special guest interviews. So set your alarm clocks and tune into High Impact TV for the ultimate breakfast show experience.
Don't miss out on the fun. The Breakfast Cafe, starting your day off right.
High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now. High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now. High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now.
On record, where every word matters on High Impact 102.1 FM. We are live on YouTube and on X. I am Vivian Oguche. On the program, we discuss the actions, inactions of government, ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as business and health affairs that shape our worldview. The program also encapsulates personalities and institutions that make decisions that affect the lives of people one way or the other. And then we also avail you, our listeners, the opportunity to call in and make your contribution. On record,
every word matters.
Now, Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, has long been dependent on oil exports as its primary source of revenue. However, the fluctuating global oil prices, environmental concerns, and the country's rising population have made it imperative to pursue economic diversification. Despite being one of the largest oil producers in the world, Nigeria has struggled with the resource curse, right? Is it a blessing or a curse? The over-reliance on oil revenue has led to economic volatility and neglect of other sectors like agriculture and manufacturing. So we are going to be focusing on this question: is oil a blessing or a curse for our dear country, Nigeria? Now, initially, Nigeria's economy was a beacon of hope with a growth rate that soared to 7.4%. Yet the oil price collapsed of 2014 to 2016, coupled with negative production shocks, sent the GDP growth rate tumbling down to 2.7% in 2015, and the economy contracted by 1.6% in 2016 as well. Now, the nation's over-reliance on oil revenues has stifled growth and other sectors, limiting job creation and sustainable development. To safeguard future economic stability, Nigeria must shift focus to agriculture, technology, manufacturing, and services, as well as tapping into its vast untapped potential. Now, the phone line is open. It is 0700 102 1021. You can also send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. We'll be right back after this short break. Stay with us.
Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now.
Welcome to the high side of life. Join us every day at High Impact 102.1 FM, your urban lifestyle station.
I just want to be here.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet, Nigeria. Hot racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot or at the exquisite club lounge. High Impact Planet, 12 Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo, opposite MFM Prayer City. Visit high-impactplanet.com for details and inquiries. Fun just got real. Tease your taste buds from a world of delectable choices. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
as a child, what is most important to you is love, warmth, acceptance, and security. But as you grow, there is a paradigm shift in the way you approach life. The interest you lose in some things, you peak in other things. Sometimes, the road is smooth. Other times, it is rough. Every step of the way comes with a new hurdle to scale. You win some, you lose some. You laugh hard, you cry hard, but at the end, you look back with a fulfilling smile and say, "What a ride." High Impact Television equips you with what you need every step of the way.
Wake up! Get ready to start your day off right with the most exciting breakfast show.
Join us every weekday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. for the best mix of news updates, weather forecasts, trending stories, and fun.
Oh, yeah.
Our dynamic hosts, Sarah Owusu-Ansah, Olumide Shokoya, and Vivian Oguche will keep you entertained and informed with the latest updates, trending topics, and hilarious banter.
Play exciting games, win amazing prizes, and enjoy special guest interviews. So set your alarm clocks and tune into High Impact TV for the ultimate breakfast show experience.
Don't miss out on the fun. The Breakfast Cafe, starting your day off right.
Looking for a world of education and entertainment? Get ready to dive into limitless excitement on High Impact Full HD TV. Nicomsat 42 degrees east. Enjoy a packed lineup of thrilling shows, sports actions, electrifying music, and so much more. High Impact TV, securing the future.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity. Let's help you take it high
and out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Tease your taste buds from a world of delectable choices. High Impact Planet, Fun just got real.
As a child, what is most important to you is love, warmth, acceptance, and security. But as you grow, there is a paradigm shift in the way you approach life. The interest you lose in some things, you pick in other things. Sometimes, the road is smooth. Other times, it is rough. Every step of the way comes with a new hurdle to scale. You win some, you lose some. You laugh hard, you cry hard, but at the end, you look back with a fulfilling smile and say, "What a ride." High Impact Television equips you with what you need every step of the way.
Belite, Belite, Belite.
Today, we will be examining an accessory that has been around for ages, the anklet. The ancient Sumerians who lived in the Mesopotamian region about 4,500 years ago were the first in recorded history to leave evidence of wearing bracelets, including ankle bracelets. Unearthed Sumerian graves show that this civilization wore finger rings, toe rings, and necklaces, and it is believed that the wearing of jewelry by a wife showed how wealthy her husband was. The rich and the poor of ancient Egypt also contributed to the proliferation of the anklet, as they both enjoyed wearing this jewelry. Egyptian royalty wore anklets made of precious stones and metals, while the poorer people wore anklet bracelets that were inexpensive and may even be used to display amulets or lucky talisman. Later centuries will call this piece of jewelry charm bracelets. Famous among the earliest users of the anklets is the ancient Indians. The Indians have worn anklet bracelet for centuries, and their love for these jewelries even instilled in their literature. Today, Indians' wedding custom still include wearing anklet bracelets as part of the ceremonial wedding garments.
Indian women wear some of the most extravagant anklets in the world, featuring lots of tiny chains, bells, and charms. Much as the wedding ring is usually worn on the left ring finger, that way expressing its owner's marital status, the anklets were also once gifted to the bride by the groom as a symbol of love and the wish to become her official husband. Also, at that time, women wearing anklets on their right ankles were being referred as call girls. There is also another version that the bracelet one on the right ankle is telling about its wearers being of non-traditional sexual orientation. Today, anklets can be classified into two types, ones which are worn for fashionable purpose and those which are worn for the purpose of performing arts. Fashion anklets are usually light and modern and can be sported on an everyday basis. Those worn for dances are heavy and come with a lot of small bells to make sweet sounds when the dancer dances. Before gaining an ankle chain, the first and foremost thing to consider is your own style and how you want to wear it. There is a type of anklet for almost any occasion, and you'll be surprised how it will grace your feet.
Wake up! Get ready to start your day off right with the most exciting breakfast show.
High Impact Radio 102.1 FM. The future is now. High Impact Radio 102.1 FM.
Record where every word matters on High Impact 102.1 FM. We are live on YouTube, High Impact 102.1 FM, and on X at High Impact 102.1 FM. You can also watch us live on Facebook at High Impact Studios and High Impact TV on NICOM South 42 Degree East. Now, to join the discussion, you can call 0700 1021 1021, or you can send WhatsApp messages to 0907 224 5018. So today, let's talk about reducing dependence on oil with a focus on Nigeria's push for economic diversification. And joining us right now is Dr. Wisdom Enang. He is a senior energy consultant and analyst. Dr. Wisdom, such a pleasure to have you join us this morning. How are you?
Thank you very much. Good morning. Thank you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much. So, prior to the discovery of oil in commercial quantity in Oloibiri in Niger Delta in 1955, Nigeria was largely an agrarian society. Now, oil was discovered, and then the country began to put all of its eggs in one basket. Would you say this has left the country at a disadvantage?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem is not having oil as the mainstay of the economy. The problem is the approach that we deployed, which was the rent-seeking approach. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of more context. When you look at the global oil industry, you find out that the exploration and production only accounts for 15% of the value chain So there's an 85% that is untapped. The 85% has to do with the downstream, the midstream, and the gas sector. That's essentially it. But what we've done is that we've only taken 15%. No wonder why we have 90% of our foreign earnings from the oil. However, it contributes only 15% to our GDP. Because what happens is that we only take the raw oil, put it to the best specification that we can, and then we just sell it off. Now, the issue is, as I said, not having focus on the oil sector, but even when you focus on the oil sector, you're only focusing on the economic rent-seeking aspect. Just get out the oil and sell it that way. And then, to worsen it, we are also importing refined products, which erodes any financial gains we would have made otherwise if we had kept all that benefit, within the country as FX. We now have to import refined products again. So we're having a situation on our hands where we have focused on one product, which is oil, and even in the oil, we have only maximized 15% of the value chain. And even within the 15% of that value chain, tell me, when last was an active exploration effort done? All the oil wells we're producing today were, at least some of them, date back to exploration in the 90s and in the 80s. So what does that mean? Is that there is no active effort. And this is what the Petroleum Industry Act was trying to correct, by saying we should put some sum of money of the operating expenses year in, year out towards the exploration of new fields. No one has heard anything about those funds. And as such, we end up having a situation on our hands where no exploration is going on. So not only are we dealing with 15%, but even within that 15%, we are not even maximizing the quality and the value that we're supposed to maximize from that 15%.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like the situation is going to get any better. So analysts are calling for a diversification of the economy. If you remember, the past administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari tried to bring agriculture back as one of the nation's mainstay. But what do you say, though, to this? What are the major challenges facing the country's economic diversification efforts?
Oh, fantastic question you just asked there. So, first and foremost, I'd like to lay out all the indices that are at play here. We have the policy intent, the policy design, the policy implementation, and the policy outcomes. Those are the four indices that are at play here. So what is the intent? We want to diversify. What is the policy design? Again, how are we doing it? When you talk about diversification and you talk about how we're rolling it out, let's look at, for example, the number of things, the trader money thing, right? And let's also look at things like the farmer money stuff that the President Buhari administration did. When you look at the trader money thing, I found out the way it was done, because what it literally meant was so by the way, let me give you some context. Any doctor in the world that wants to treat a patient will tell the patient, this is the drug that I'm giving you for your treatment, and this is the side effect of that drug, because it's always a side effect, even if it's paracetamol. Some people, if you take more frequently than necessary, you have side effect. Even if it's vitamin C, take more quantities than necessary, you have a rapid heartbeat and all that. So the point is, everything has a side effect. What the doctor tries to do is to balance, to make sure that in every decision it's making, that the benefits or the problem it's trying to solve clearly outweighs the side effects that it brings to the table. Now let's go back to the trader money. What did we do? We printed a lot of naira. We did fiat money. We printed a lot of naira and gave it to people. What do you think happened? Inflation went off the roof because there was so much naira chasing very little dollars, and so the value of the naira plummeted into the ground. Now they were stage managing the exchange rate, so we did not know the full effect. Now let's look at policy design. Policy design: go print the naira and use it to give it to people to boost SMEs. What do you think the policy, the policy outcomes would be? The inflation is going to outride whatever sort of benefits you're trying to bring to the table. The second thing that you're going to have is that when you want to give these money out, or support out, are you giving it to your cronies and friends? Are you giving it to the right people that need it? Take, for example, the COVID-19 palliative that was given out. All over the estate around me, people were going there and asking people, do you have a business that, I can get their bank account and their BDN and then put into a portal for access, some grants. And at the end of the day, you go withdraw. If they give you 500,000, you withdraw 300 cash and give to us, and then you keep 200,000 cash. And that was going on. And before this, those guys have contact all the way to the CBN who would do the approval finally. And once they send your reference number, it gets approved for you to get the money, even when you don't have a business idea. And then you go withdraw the money and give to them. Now, a lot of those people that they found the international cards was a loan and they had to be received back. And a lot of them are frowning now because they are being debited those amounts. Now, so that takes me to the thing. How are you implementing your policies?
In fact, let me come in here, Doctor. On the front page of the Daily Trust today, we have this headline. Tinubu releases 1,200 fertilizer bags to each senator and 600 to reps. What are they using it for? Are they going to be the one to distribute it to the farmers? Or how would you rather have the president implement this particular policy? Just to follow up on what you said earlier on.
Thank you. Basically, and this is the problem. You give it to them, is it on a commercial and economic premise or is it on a political premise? Now, if you've done that, how do you know they're going to give it to farmers? How do you know they're not going to... Okay, so let me give you a very typical picture of what it looks like. You give a senator, because I'm also in the political space, I know how this works. You give a senator some bags of fertilizers. Let's give it, say for example, because of just giving it example purposes, you give a PDP senator, fertilizers. What do you think you do? What is what? Put bags of fertilizers out there, and then suddenly everyone will tell you, oh, farmland, I have a farmland. People do not farm anything in their life. They have a farmland, I need fertilizers. Oh, I need fertilizers. And Senator, remember, I was the youth leader when we did your elections. And then those fertilizers will be given to them on the premise of the political reason. I'm the woman leader, I'm the youth leader, and all of that. What do you think happens next? Those guys turn out not to even use that for farming. They turn out to become sellers of fertilizers. That's what happens. When we seem to have a joke. We say everything, the answer to everything is rice. Fuel increase, rice. Lack of electricity, rice. Hiking cost of living, rice. What do you think happens? The people, the political actors who get this rice, store it in their, in their warehouses, and sometimes they are very, very, the bravado is quite strong that some of them just come out and blatantly sell the rice with the logo of these parastatals or the government. Still on it, they sell it to other people.
In fact, Doctor, can I come in here? Because what you've just done is to open Pandora's box here. In fact, on the front page of The Guardian today, there's a story. Police arrest Aregbesola loyalist for accusing Oyetola of using palliative rice as birthday gifts. Can you beat that?
Exactly what I'm saying. It's not so. It's not just one person. It's the common practice. Now, if the federal government are sending out farming inputs for the sake of characterizing what we just said, if they're sending out farming inputs to the people, are you telling me that, okay, first and foremost, let's go back to our constitutional basis. What is the qualification, the academic qualification to become an elected officer? You just need a WAEC. And what is the judgment call in today's society? What is judgment call? What do you think? Let's just say, I know a lot of them are masters, doctor, but we all know that some of those can be procured anyway. But you are leaving a senator who probably has beyond, maybe the minimum requirement to become elected into that office, but maybe it's not really acting to that potential. You're leaving them to go and share off the palliatives, the farming input. What's the judgment call? How do they know the farmers? Do they have a register of farmers with track record? How do they know or how do they even measure utilization? Because look at how project management works. You have the planning stage, you have the execution phase, you have the follow-on phase, you have the monitoring and reporting phase. So when you're looking at this, when it comes to the follow-on and the monitoring phase, do they have the capacity to do that? What about the senator that studied engineering? When he gives out the farming inputs and fertilizers, how is he going to be able to measure those people that have been able to take the fertilizers and what they've done to them, to those fertilizers? Where is the monitoring and reporting mechanism? This is what will checkmate people diverting some of those products for sales. Now, what could the government have done differently? Set up a parastatal, and that parastatal says every senator bring people that you are farmers in your region for empowerment. And that parastatal are experts that will look at it on a merit basis. You can bring your 100 people from your central district, but we will beg them and tell you if they're not farming inputs, farmers will take them off. You go bring, but you are allotted 100 people. It is your duty to bring qualified 100 people. If you don't bring them, that's your fault. But you have to bring 100 people. That's why it should be done. Because my problem is they have the necessary experience to make the judgment call end to end, all the way from where you're planning the policy, where you're implementing, where you're measuring, and when they're reporting. When last did anybody report to us what they've done with their Commonwealth? We have a lot of senatorial district, projects, empowerment projects. When last did someone come back to us to say, this is why I love it to be reported. Look, I was given 1 billion to go empower my constituents, and this is the constituency projects I did. And after 7 months, this is what my constituents are doing with whatever I gave to them.
Let me ask you, when last did your representative at both the state and national level have a conversation with you? Have you ever had that kind of experience?
No. If they may have more experience with me. So, no, not personally, they haven't had. They have gone to do their constituency briefing, but no one has talked to me personally about whatever project they're going to do. And, maybe they even have people more qualified than me. But for me, common sense is, not really common. As you said, sometimes hearing people out and doing for their faults can help you galvanize your plans very well. But no one has had the statement with, sort of discussion with me. And when you look at that, it pains me to see how people make judgment calls on what classes as assets and what classes as liabilities. I worry so much. I'm going to give you context. Please, where on which part of the globe can we class empowerment of people with bikes and motorbikes and cars as assets and empowerment? How is it done that way? So you see people, they fly a drone and they say it's very huge. They say this senator is empowering people, and they show all the wonderful cars, that have been given, maybe carrying about 300 cars. And you ask yourself, how will these people come up? They can barely eat here, but they empower them with cars. Who is this? So my first thing is the judgment call. When I talk about the judgment call, I'm talking about, do they even have what it takes, the discipline, the exposure to make a judgment call? So it should be a special parastatal with experts who will look you in the eye and tell you the truth. You should be looking at what is your business idea, what are the inputs you need for those business ideas, how are we going to measure your progress? If I want to implement it, if I have $1 billion and I have to empower people, I'm going to put the money into 3 stages. You get your money, and I'll make sure that there is a clause that means that for you to get access to the rest of the money, you have to meet certain milestones. That way, assuming I was wrong and I made some mistakes, I can cut my losses. If you were due 1 million, I will give you 300,000 and ask you to go show me, give me milestone commitments on this 300,000. Once you've made them, come back, we'll review it and give you next money, but nobody will touch that money. That way, I can beat my chest and say, I did it for 100 people, 85 survived. And out of that, we had 50 people that exceeded our expectations. This is how to manage and report your governance results, your policy implementation with outcomes. That's what we are doing here. We simply snap. I think for us, in this part of the world, how well we are doing is dependent on the kind of graphic, and picture people we have. They slap a lot of pictures, slap a lot of cars, and then they look at you, they rally, people are so plenty, and they say, oh, empowerment ceremony. What is that? How does that show me how it trickles down to the bottom line of the Nigerian economy and the Nigerian GDP?
This is a fantastic discussion, Doctor. Now, as we wrap this up, because we just have about 2 minutes, right? If you think about India, it is a country that is very big on information technology. So this is my question. What lessons can Nigeria learn from other countries that successfully diversified their economies away from natural resources?
Fantastic. I love the questions you've just asked. What did India do? Look back. India was known for a lot of tech guys that finished their jobs. They didn't have what to do, and they had a lot of, let's say there were a lot of con men on the street. So basically, the average person calling you to con you, I'm not talking about romance scam and all those other advanced fee fraud, which Nigeria was known for. I'm talking about tech scam, where they tell you, your computer has just been infected with a virus, pay this amount to clear it and all of that. That was coming out from India. The average scammer you'll be speaking to, telling you about a product that has been infected and your screen has been locked, those were Indians. Now, what did the government do? The government saw that was an inherent, yes, it was a problem, but it was an inherent opportunity if they could harness it to get their human capital development going. So they set up parastatals to be able to help these people. What did they do? They've been able to, consolidate on some of their policies to help India to take on remote jobs. I can tell you without a doubt, a lot of us take remote jobs online. But do you know that most of us have to find people abroad who will collect those payments for us and forward it to Nigeria? So why is the government not looking at, we have a lot of people taking on remote jobs, let us create payment gateways, support, let us make it seamless for them to be able to pay their taxes. The money comes in, we even give it to them in dollars, they pay their taxes. Why are we not doing this? This is what India did. India fixed all the friction in between the international community and India in such a way that the people were able to earn using that same skill. Today, a lot of companies, ExxonMobil, HP, name it, they have their call centers in India, their technical centers in India. They do have it there. So this is something we can do. We diversify, we talk from the human capacity development. We look at all the frictional aspects of the other sectors. For example, agriculture. Why are we not having a body that will say, okay, we are the body that is going to aggregate all the quantities from Nigeria, process them, get them export ready. The markets are ready. We have access to the market. We are going to buy, just bring your product to so and so warehouse. We'll buy it from you, guaranteed. We'll give you cash right there, and then we'll, at a very competitive time, and we'll be able to export it onwards and improve Nigeria's GDP. Because I tell you what is happening. We are allowing, for example, I'm going to give a very clear example. In some parts of the East, you are having some of these Indian export people that are buying for exports. They're going all the way to the villages, and they are buying at very cheap prices from those villagers who do not have negotiating power. So if we have governments at the subnational set up different ministries that would make sure they consolidate those quantities, make them very high commercial quantities, and any importer coming, anybody buying for export must come there, or anybody buying beyond a certain quantity must come there. Why do you have some people going, Indians that are buying for exports, going all the way to the village to negotiate and get very cheap prices and boycott all the systems that we have that they could have been able to pay and improve our GDP? Why are we having such a situation?
We could go on and on and on, but this question you just asked, it is a very valid one. I probably will take you up on a part 2 of this particular topic. I don't know, Doctor, if you will, sometime.
In
the nearest future. But I've got to say, you've been very brilliant on the show today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I deeply appreciate it.
Yep. And And that is the size of our show today. I have been speaking with Dr. Wisdom Menang. He is a senior energy consultant and analyst. And today we focused on Nigeria's overdependence on oil. Of course, the goal is to find out how Nigeria can successfully diversify its economy. I got to say a big thanks to everyone that contributed to making the show a success. But the bigger thanks is to you for listening and watching. Until I come your way again, I am Vivian Oguche. Have a fantastic day ahead. Bye.
High Impact Radio, 102.1 FM. The future is now.